Good morning everyone, it's Sam from Raggedy Bits. Welcome back to another week of Waste Not Wednesday. If you're seeing the little live button up the top there, that means you're catching me live. If you don't see that little live button up the top there, that means you're watching the replay. So don't forget to comment #replay and let me know where you're tuning in from, because I always really love to see where in the world you're located and where you're tuning in from. Okay, so let's just do a quick recap of what we did last week. So we worked on this little thrifted chicken, and we worked with the rose lattice IOD paint inlay, and we inlaid both sides of it. We ended up using the back as the front because that's what you do. And we just added a little bit of antiquing wax around the edges, and we added a little bow, and then we made this sort of like little tag with some stamped letters on it saying cluck. So that's what we did last week, and I taught you how to sort of seal the inlay and all that sort of stuff too. So if you want to go back and watch that, be sure to head back over, just scroll back for a little bit further in my page, and you should be able to find it. Good morning, Margaret. How are you? Good morning, Chris. Nice to see you both. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, so this week we are going to start, because we've got the Easter Excellent Market coming up here on the 28th of March. So I need to start, I should have already started, but I haven't. I need to start making some Easter decor for the market that's coming up. So if you watched my reel, I think it was yesterday or the day before, while I was out thrifting, I came across this little bowl in the shape of sort of like I would call a dough bowl, but it's very dark. It's not my cup of tea, so we're going to paint that and give that a little bit of a new look. And you probably can guess what we're going to do. I've got these 3 little thrifted bunnies, which I believe I found these ones at Vinnie's. How cute are they? They're so sweet. And we're going to make a little vignette. So without the messing about too bit, because there's quite a bit to do, and I know it's early in the morning and late at night for those who are tuning in from overseas. So, or in the afternoon, I should say. So how's everybody been this week? I'm going to use a little bit of the Dixie Belle fluff. We used that for the chicken last week. So we're just using the Dixie Belle fluff. So it's an off-white. Good morning, Marie. How are you going, sweetie? I hope you're keeping well. So it's just a nice off-white. Because I thought we're going to be adding probably a little bit of moss, probably the green moss. So I kind of think the contrast between the white of the paint and also the bunnies will be a good contrast. So all I've done to this is I've given it a good clean. It was a bit grimy and had a lot of built up dust, and I've just given it a light scuff sand just to open up the pores a little bit so that the paint will adhere to it. And I'm just going to take my good old trusty Klingon R12 and I'm going to give it a coat of paint. So what's everybody been busy creating this week since we last chatted? The weeks just seem to be I know I say this probably every week, but the weeks just seem to be screaming past. So we'll probably have to give this 2 coats. And of course we're going to distress it. We may even grubby it up. I'll just see, as we sort of work through the project, whether or not we keep it, stark, or we sort of grubby up. We'll probably grubby up, knowing me. But anyway, all right, so I'm just going to dry that off. And we'll also do the bottom as well. Good morning, Julie. How are you? You're fine. That's good to hear, Marie. I'm glad you're here too. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it very much, and I'm loving the feedback that I'm getting on about being on. Haven't had a coffee. The feedback that I'm getting about, you know, sort of being on a little bit earlier. So that's really good. I'm really pleased that everyone's okay with it. It's working extremely well for me, so that's always a good thing too. Okay, so I'm just going to go on now and paint the bottom, and then we'll probably I'll give it another coat, I think, and then we'll just dress it. I just love painting it. Just it's so therapeutic. And I love this fluff because it's not like a really stark white. It's an off-white. All right, so I'm just going to dry that off if I can get my hand out. Good on you, Chris. That's awesome. Aww. That's lovely. I'm glad you got to get out and have a look, and I'm sorry you had a little tear. Sending you a big hug. It's nice to go out walking in the morning just as the sun's rising, isn't it? I thoroughly enjoy it. I've started to do that on my days off, and I'm really loving it. Don't get the nice sunrises though, because I'm sort of where I'm going for a walk is not like, you can still see the sunrise, but it wouldn't be as beautiful as it is in your little country town. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to just go back over it again. I'm not even really being particular about my brush strokes because, oops, I'm already starting to distress it. Because I'm going for that rustic look anyway, so a little bit of texture doesn't bother me. So I didn't use any sort of ultra grip or what's the other one? Slick stick. I just went straight on with the chalk paint, the chalk mineral paint. If you're just tuning in, we're making a little Easter vignette, getting ready for the excellent market coming up here in the Emporium on the 28th. So if you're local, don't forget to mark your calendars. Good morning, Janelle. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, you've got some photos. Well, I'll go and have a squeeze when you put them up on your page, Chris. Lovely, 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 lovely. Yeah, there's something, I don't know, like when you go for a walk in the afternoon, it's a bit different. But when you go for a walk in the morning, it's just, I don't know, it's a bit exhilarating, I think. I'm probably not going to enjoy it when it's cold because we're going to be getting cold soon, which will be a godsend. But yeah, that was one of my favorite things I used to love to do when I lived over the other side of the Blue Mountains, which is where I basically grew up. My friend and I would go walking first thing in the morning, and it was up at a place called Bullabara, and it would be freezing, but it was very, it made you feel alive. It was nice on those freezing cold mornings. I prefer a walk than going to the gym. I just can't do the gym. I've tried, whereas my best friend, she is a gym junkie. Well, she's not a gym junkie. She just like enjoys going to the gym, and God bless her. She's tried to convert me, but I can't. I just can't do it. So walking it is for me. All right. They sure are calming, Chris. All right, so I've just about finished my second coat on this little dough bowl. And I want to make sure that it's dry. I'll hold it up in a minute so you can have a little squeeze. So what a transformation just with two coats of paint. It still blows my mind what you can do with paint. So that's all we've done. So that's 2 coats, and we're just going to let that sit for a bit. 100% agree. Yeah, you're not a gym girl. Imagine if you lived closer, Chris. We could go walking every day. Although there'd be probably too much laughing. We wouldn't get much walking done. That would be funny. You know, it's good. It's good to be back exercising. I haven't done it for a very long time because I've not had I've come to realize I've had not a very good work-life balance. But I think I'm finding it again, slowly but surely. All right. So now that is all nice and dry, I just want to make sure that, oh, that's a bit damp still. I'm just going to dry that off a little bit more. Because if your paint's not completely dry, like obviously if I was doing this at home, I'd probably just let it, you know, dry itself and then come back. But because, you know, we're pushing it, you want to make sure that it's completely dry, otherwise you're going to strip the paint. You love the bowl, Margaret? Isn't it a cutie? I love it too. I have a bigger one in the Emporium that I made for Christmas. It's a bit longer, it's a long narrow one, but I left that one timber. Is there a cake shop? Absolutely, Chris, there's a cake shop. There's heaps. And even if there wasn't, we would find one. All right, so now I'm just going to go around the edges. Life's too short. I'm just going to go around the edges and just start knocking back a little bit. When I'm sort of distressing, I always try to just think about where it would distress naturally. So we're not going to see much of the bottom of the bowl because we're going to be covering that up. So I kind of think around, you know, like the edges or where things would, yeah, as I mentioned, just sort of wear naturally. So I'm just going to concentrate sort of around the edges and a little bit along the top of the bowl. So see how it's just, I'm not going too hard, just a little bit. You had so many of those bowls and you took them all to Vinnie's. Chris, oh no. I mean, we're lucky if we get dough bowls here in Australia, and we'll have to come to your Vinnie's and find them. Okay. I've been eyeballing a beautiful, big, massive, long, huge dough bowl on eBay. But of course it's coming from America, so it's like $3,000 in postage. No, not really. It's not really 3,000, but it's a lot. And I'm just like, I might just buy it for my birthday. Might buy it for my birthday. I'll see. But it's beautiful. It's just gorgeous. And I used to, I haven't been over actually to my friend Larissa from Prodigal Pieces. I've bought quite a few bits and pieces from her as well over the years, and yeah, they're just, you know, I mean, it's just things that we don't find here in Australia because we don't have the history, like as much history, I guess, as America does, because we're not as old. But yeah, I always am very envious of what you guys find in your thrift shops while you're out thrifting. Very envious. I think we all are. I think Chris and Margaret, you can agree with that. All right, so I'm just going to get rid of all the dusty bits. So that's the back. So see, I'm just taking off little bits here, there, and everywhere. And our dollar is so low. Again, it is absolutely always. Ever since COVID, it's just gone nuts, hasn't it? I mean, I don't even, like, I used to buy a lot of my home decor from America because that's my jam. I love the home decor over there, but I can't. It's too expensive. It's nuts. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to seal this with some clear wax because if I want to come over back later on and age it a little bit, we can. But just for now, I'm just going to take my Fusion clear wax. Sorry, that's all back to front because Facebook's having a little bit of a meltdown at the moment and doing whatever it's doing. And I don't know if you've seen my post in regards to all of these live videos that I've been doing over the last 6 years are going to be starting to disappear. So if you ever want to go back and watch something, they're not going to be here on Facebook. So I'm madly downloading everything and putting it over on on YouTube. So if you want to go back and look at anything, or go and make sure you follow any of your favorite creators on YouTube because they're going to be, I think majority of everyone is doing the same thing. I don't know why they're doing or whether they've actually thought this one through, but it's and I've always loved being on Facebook, so that's where my community is, kind of thing. So it's a bit of a shame. It's a bit disappointing. Yeah, and the reverse imaging, I don't know why they did that. Like, it's a bit disappointing, but they're going to do what they're going to do. It just makes it harder for you guys because if I was working with something that had words on it, it's all back to front, and I know how frustrating that is. When you're watching something and everything's back to front. But anyway, all right. So now, just noticed, don't you just love the sticky labels that don't want to ever come off? I like to use a bit of eucalyptus oil. That tends to get it off, or just sometimes even just a wet one will get it off. But yeah, they stick. All right, so now what I'm going to do is take some of my green. I'm thinking I'm probably going to leave it because I think I probably will leave it just with the fluff and then the clear wax because I'm loving the contrast of the dark wood coming through. So I think I might just leave it as is. I'm just going to pull out, stuff is so messy. I'm just going to pull some out and I'm just going to pop a little bit in the bottom of the bowl and try not to eat it. Idea is to create just a little bit of a platform for the little bunnies to rest on and not sink so far down in the bowl. Okay, I'm just going to put that over to one side while I get all this back in the bag. It makes such a mess. But it's all part of the fun, right? Okay. All right. So I want it to be nice and fluffy. So it's looking like that. Yes, it is about control, isn't it, Chris? When you think about it, yes, it is about control, which is not cool. So yeah, so I'll be moving. So be sure to follow me over on YouTube. I'm just at Raggedy Bits Paint, Create, Decorate. but after I finish this video, I will drop a link in the comments if you want to go and follow me over there. Just so that, you know, like if you happen to miss something and I repost it, I can direct you over to the YouTube video because it won't be here on Facebook. All right, so they're so sweet. So now what I'm going to do, once I've got my little bunnies in place where I would like them to be sitting, make sure there's enough. I'm going to glue them into place. I'm just going to use hot glue in case, you know, whoever purchases this would like to take the bunnies out and reuse them in something else. The hot glue is a little easier to remove than, you know, like if I used a resin, epoxy resin or something like that, or E6000 or anything like that. So these little bunnies, I think, if I forgot to mention, I found these at Vinnie's, and I think they were like $1.99 each or something like that. So that's what we're looking like so far. How stinking cute is that? Is that real Spanish or no? It's a real deal. It's made by oh, I've taken it out of its packet. It's on Amazon. I must get back into, I keep forgetting to put the supplies that I use in a message so that you guys can see. So it's just this Spanish moss. Sorry, it's back to front, but it's the green version. I get it from Amazon. Okay. All right. So now I've got these little carrots. I'm not sure whether or not, I think they might be a little bit too big, but we'll see how we go. So I'm just going to pop them to one side. They are little decorations. I've got 3 of them and I thought they would look a little bit cute, sort of tucked in between. And I've also got these little eggs, speckled eggs, but I think these also might be a bit too big. I may have to make some sort of out of clay. I think it looks better with the white eggs. And the grey maybe. Anyway, we can fill that in. I'm just going to paint these eggs first. Carrots first. Went all over the floor. Okay, so I'm now going to take some rusty nail in the Dixie Belle. I'm going to use that as my carrot colour. Hey Kayleen, how you going? Hope you're having a good morning so far. Happy Wednesday. All right, so I'm going to just take a little bit of the rusty nail. I actually really love this colour for carrots because it's not like that bright orange, but it's a more muted colour. And I'm just going to paint the base of the eggs. Oh, they're carrots, Sam. The carrots, not the eggs. So you can put anything in as little fillers around the bunnies, but I'm just going to go with these little carrots today. I think I got these from Kmart last year. They came in a packet of 10, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head. Okay, I'm just going to dry that off. And then I'm just going to paint the tops of the carrots. Has anyone started creating for Easter yet, or spring if you're overseas? Okay. I'm not going to give them another coat because I'm going to probably end up stamping them. So that's what we're looking like. They're a little, you can see a little bit of that timber coming through. You did a door wreath. That's cool, Kayleen. I look forward to seeing it. You love the time spot for my lives. I'm so happy, Chris. Aww. That's special. I'm glad I'm with you while you're making your delicious bread. That's awesome. Okay. I'm just going to grab another brush. And I'm going to give the tops a little coat of, I absolutely love the silk cactus. It's a really pretty green, goes really nicely with the rusty nail. Janelle, you've just started some Easter baskets. Oh, that sounds exciting. I look forward to seeing those. Okay, so I'm just going to go on the top. These might be a little bit too big. I may have to go in search of some smaller carrots, but I just thought I'd show you a fun way to make some little carrot bowl fillers. And we're going to distress these as well and probably stamp them. So that's what they're looking like. I love Easter. I think, I don't know, like, what's your favorite time of the year to make things for? I think mine is Easter and Christmas, I think. But then I love Halloween. And I really enjoyed Valentine's this year. So, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. Like, I'm just going to say all of it. I'm just going to say all of it. The only thing I don't decorate for is St. Paddy's Day. Do you guys make things for St. Paddy's Day? Okay, now that's all done. I'll just quickly dry those off, and then we're going to take, I've got the little Kaiser Craft script font here. I've also got like a little music sheet one, but I think I'm just going to stick with the script font because it's tiny, and I love using the larger IOD one for other projects. So I forgot to mention before, I actually haven't stuck down the Spanish moss to the bowl because I like to think about, you know, like if whoever, you know, may purchase this can remove that and put into like a Christmas little vignette, or, you know, so you can sort of change it out a little bit so you're not limited to just one thing. All right, so I'm just going to grab my little gator sander, and I'm just going to go around the edges and distress these little carrots. It's going to be a nice hot steamy one here today. It's supposed to get up in the 30s. I've been enjoying this cold weather, but you can tell because it's already really humid. I think we got a bit of rain here last night, which was nice. So we will seal these with clear wax. could also too, if you wanted to, you know, like, and you grub it up the bowl with a bit of antiquing wax or whatever, you could make these more grungy as well. But I think because I'm kind of leaving things crisp and white, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to sort of seal it with the clear wax. Once I find what I did with the clear wax, I just literally had it. Here it is. Okay. All right, so I don't wipe off any of the stamping. I'm going to stamp first. So I've just got some permanent jet black archival ink, which I'm using. Hey Joe, how are you this morning? Oh, this is just like the niftiest little sander. It gets into all the nooks and crannies. It's amazing. You got your bread in the oven. That's awesome. That's awesome, Chris. Well done. I wish I could smell it cooking. All right. So now I'm not gonna do it on the tops of the carrots. I'm just gonna do it across the bottom part. How cute is that? So cute. I like to just make sure that I get rid of any ink off my stamps while it's still wet, otherwise it can sometimes clog up your stamps. So I just use a baby wipe just to get rid of that. So if you're wondering what stamp that was, just to repeat that again, this is it's like a script font from the little Kaiser, sorry, it's Kaiser. Kaiser is my dad's dog. Scrapbooking. I think they still sell them. I'm pretty sure they do. But there'll be something similar out there. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're now going to seal them. Just make sure I don't take off any of that stamping. So that's what we're looking like. So cute without the fluffy bits. What do you think, guys? You like these sorts of carrots done like this, or are you more like traditional, just leave it as is, orange and green without the stamping? Okay, so that's all done. So in order to hide those little doovalakis, the little holes, because I think they were meant for ornaments. Temu have them? Yes, they do. They do. This one's the actual gator one. I bought this one on, if this is what you're referring to, Chris, or the carrots. This one I bought from Amazon because I thought I'm going to get the proper one because I can use it 55,000 times a week. So I want it to last. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit of jute. I'm just going to tie 3 little bows. And we're going to use that bow to cover up the tops of the carrots so we can't see those little holes. I'm just going to glue those into place. I may need to trim them a little bit. Don't want them too big. So there's our first little carrot. How cute. Oh, thank you, Joe. So are you. All right, I'm going to see what they look like sort of tucked in to the little vignette. And I will hold this up for you in a memento. Joey's one of our booth holders here in the Emporium. She makes amazing pottery, and she's got students that are making make pottery as well. So if you're local next time, be sure to check out her little booth. Okay. All right, so that's what we're looking like. How cute. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't want to turn it over too far because it will obviously all topple out because I haven't stuck everything in. Okay, so now, I mean, I love it as it is, but I'm going to see what a couple of these little eggs look like. I think there's just a bit too big. I don't know. Yeah, I think, what do you guys think? Do you think they're a little bit too big? One will work. I'll hold it up so you guys can tell me what you think. Do you think those eggs are a little bit too big, or do you think they're an okay size? Let me know. The other thing that I could do is make, if I've got some on hand, yes I do. Oh. No, that's as dry as. Hey, just give me 2 seconds. I'll grab some clay. We could make some smaller eggs out of clay. You think they're too big? Yeah, I do too. I think because they're not in the right proportion to the carrots, and they're, yeah, I think so too. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the IOD clay. If you've not used this before, it's an air dry paper clay. I'm going to make some little eggs. I love this air dry clay. So let me just get the proportion right. My hand are dirty. I've now made. I was going to try and not use to have to paint it. Just keep them as is. But maybe what I might do is just spackle them because my hands have made the clay go a little bit bleh. So I'm just shaping that into an egg shape. And of course these will dry over time and crackle and do all, you know, those things that air dry clay does. I've got so it's a little tiny egg. Try and dome that up a little bit. I may even splatter them. That may be what I might do. And just have, I think probably 3 is enough. Or even some little natural wooden eggs would be cute, but they haven't arrived yet. I have ordered some. They'd also be super cute. You could paint them too, like if you wanted to paint them a particular color. So this way you can kind of like make them to the size that you require, if that makes sense. I think I've made that one just a smidge too big. I keep sticking my fingernails into the clay. And I'm pretty sure eggs don't have fingernail marks in them. And yes, Chris, yes, I can reclaim that that air dry clay, which I will do, but it's as hard as a rock right now. Okay, so there's a third little egg. I think that's even too big. I need to take a little bit more off. Sorry guys, I will get my proportions right in a minute. Okay, so I'll just make that little last egg, and then I think I probably will end up just giving them a little bit of a splatter with some, maybe some brownish colored paint, or even some of the Dixie Belle Tobacco Road. I like that color brown, just to give it that little speckled kind of look. So cute, so cute. I'm so happy with how this is turning out. Okay, so that's what the eggs look like just as is so far. Let me know in the comments what you think. And yes, yeah, nails and clay, bad mix, super bad mix. Oh dear. All right, so now that I've got my little eggies, I'm happy with those. So they will just, you know, dry naturally over, you know, the next 24 hours. I'm just gonna grab, please tell me that, there it is. Okay, so I've just got some Dixie Belle Tobacco Road, which is a water-based stain. And I'm going to put just out a little bit, don't need much, and I'm gonna grab a toothbrush, which I hope I've got on hand. Yes, I do. And I'm just going to splatter these little guys. I mean, they're not the perfect eggs, but, you know, they'll do. I'll just splatter them. Give them that little speckled look. Roll them over and do the back part. You could also, you know, have fun. You could sprinkle some duck egg blue if you wanted to. Much better size. Excellent. Thanks, guys. Okay. Or, as you know me, the German, the glass glitter queen, we could always glass glitter them. No, we won't. We'll hold off. We'll hold off. All right. So once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to pop those in. And then, just to see what this looks like, I have got, this is so cute. This may not make it out on the floor. It may end up coming home with me. I've got some white pip berries. Just want to see what this looks like with just a couple of them sort of tucked in throughout the little vignette. Pliers. I must remember to take my husband's pliers home, so put them back in his toolkit. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna stick this in and just see what this looks like. Just to break it up a little bit, add a little bit of whimsy. I love finding these pip berries when I'm out thrifting because I tend to cut them up into smaller bits and pieces and use them. You can twist it around and do whatever you kind of like. What do you think? Hang on, I'll finish it first and then I'll show you. Getting a bit excited. Oh, so cute. Need to. Yeah, as I mentioned, you could easily paint the eggs a different color if you wanted to, but I'm sort of trying, I think I'm keeping this kind of a bit neutral, apart from the carrots, of course. Okay, I'll hold this up. Let me know what you think. Should we keep the pip berries or should we ditch them pip berries? There we go, guys. Let me know what you think. Aw, thank you, Julie. That's very sweet of you. That's very sweet of you. You were waiting for me to say that it may come home with me. I know, right? I'm hopeless, absolutely hopeless. So there we go, guys. Let me know what you think. Should we keep the pip berries or should we ditch them? I'm liking them. I don't mind them, but I'm interested to see what you guys think. Okay, so just in case this is your first, you've not used air dry clay before, it's always a good idea to keep it in its packet and pop it inside a Ziploc bag, and then just grab some paper towel, wet it and put it in there, and then seal it off, and then just keep replenishing it every couple of weeks so that it doesn't go moldy and gross. Keep the pip berry, so cute. Love the dough bowl. Thanks, Yvette. I did also have some tags on hand that I thought maybe I could put, like Happy Easter or something like that in it. Stamp it on. That looked kind of cute. It's probably, again, a bit too big, but we can cut that down. Let me just play with this for a minute. No, before I do that, I'm going to stamp, because if I do that and then I cut off I'm not going to do the usual like Happy Easter. I think I'm just going to do bunny. I'll stamp that on. So I'm just using like a typesetting. I found these on Amazon, these little typesetting. I think I just did a P upside down, but we won't worry about that. Oh boy. So I've been getting a lot of inquiries about workshops here in the Emporium. They will be coming up in at the end of probably March, I would say. I'm just going to see how March plays out, because it's still too hot in here. It's absolutely revolting. so it's not, wouldn't be a very pleasurable experience coming in to do a workshop. That's what I've done so far, and now I'm going to chop it down to come in and do a workshop and just be miserably hot. So I thought I'd better share that with you all too, that there are workshops scheduled, but I'm just going to see how March goes. Okay, so I'm going to chop that back a little bit, make it into a bit of a skinnier tag. Hopefully it's nice and straight. So it's looking like that. Obviously this is back to front. Thank you, Facebook. Maybe I could even, oh, I've worked it out. I've worked it out. I love it when that happens. Okay, I'm gonna just grab some of the espresso wax, and I'm gonna go just around the outside and just give it a little bit of a antiquing around the edges, so it's a little bit grungy, so it sort of ties in with the bowl, dough bowl a bit. Oops. And smudge that out. So now that we're looking like that, then I'm going to tie it around his little neck in the middle. I was going to tie some bows around them all, but I think it just this will be enough. If I can tie it properly, I shall hold that up for you. So cute. Oh, got some glue strings. What do you think, guys? How cute is that? Ah, good, great minds think alike, Chris. Yes, around his neck. So there we go. That's just a simple little thrifted bowl that, you know, is in the shape of a dough bowl. I've just painted that with a little bit of the Dixie Belle fluff, distressed, waxed, added some moss, and then I've made some little eggs out of air dry clay and just splattered them with a bit of the Dixie Belle Tobacco Road. And then we just made these little carrots, and I stamped them and I've waxed them, and I've just popped a little jute bow on. And there you have a little cute vignette. Let me know what you think, guys. Does anyone have any questions at all about anything? If you do and I've missed them, I do apologize. I will come back after the live and answer them. But also don't forget too that, you know, with all the changes with Facebook, this will disappear after 30 days. So I'm going to go and pop it over on Instagram. So, sorry, not on Instagram. Let's try that again. YouTube. It's gorgeous. See how I have to, yeah, now you're going to have to go back and buy your bowls back, Chris. But you can do anything, like little Christmas displays. I just love them. And I mean, how nice will that look sitting on my coffee table? Although I do have a beautiful bowl sitting on there at the moment with some chocolate molds and things like that. So yeah, maybe I won't. I'll let someone else enjoy it. All right, guys. Well, I need to go and set up the emporium and get ready to be open and make myself a coffee. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And I'll be back next week for Waste Not Wednesday, and we'll be sort of creating. I've got some rusty old trays that I've got a little bit of a project in mind. Either I'll do that next week or I'll turn it into a reel. Anyway, guys, you take care. Have an awesome week and big hugs, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Show me life, show me love, make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, show me life, show me love, make a change, time is up.